Normally I would just go forward and backward and jump up and down, but it seems like I can rotate a whole 360 degrees this time around. What's going on?
Hey, Tom, are you jumping on platforms?
What does that mean?
Not left or right?
No, like 360
In
degrees?
three-dimensional planes?
Yeah, it does look a bit 3D.
That's a great idea. Let's talk about 3D platformers.
Let's talk about 3D platformers.
Welcome to Expurtz. I'm Loren, that's Tom.
That's me. That's him.
And you know what we're not going to talk about?
What?
Fucking Bubsy.
Fuck that dumbass cat.
Two disclaimers. One, if you can't be bothered to put a fucking shadow under your character,
Oh, the worst.
I'm not playing your shitty game.
How are you supposed to know where you land with your jump?
Exactly.
That's bullshit. And
Bubsy.
Bubsy's bullshit.
Trash. Utter trash. My
Fuck
other
yeah,
disclaimer,
Bubsy.
I can't put more than one game in a series.
One game of series. Okay.
Because if I did, this would be a Mario list.
That's fair.
It would be a Mario list. So,
Okay.
I think everybody could admit that every developer out there is just chasing Mario.
It's a hard one to beat.
Right? Like, when people put a great game out, they go, that's a great Mario clone, you
Yeah.
know? Or the rare time you might hear someone say, that out Mario is Mario.
Or that's
Yeah, like, it's just...
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
As long as it's not that shitty ass Donkey Kong 64. Fuck that game. Anybody who plays Donkey
That is a
Kong
mess.
64 is a psychopath.
That is a mess of a game.
Fuck collecting everything and then being another fucking Kong and then collecting everything again and then being a third Kong and collecting everything again.
You know, I have the...
I'm exhausted.
I actually have the Japanese, like, collector pack. So it's the game and the expansion pack all in one box.
Yeah. Well, they had to
And
release that, right?
It stays on the shelf because fuck that game.
And you know why they had to release that, right? Because the fucking developers fucked up.
Oh, did they? Do tell.
Dude.
Let's go into history. Tom, everyone gather around. Lesson time.
So the developers made this game, right? And then when they put this in the N64, like, I think a month or like 2 months maybe before release, and they put it in, guess what happened?
Crashed.
The game froze and crashed.
Yeah.
Why is it crashing? It didn't have enough fucking megs to work.
No RAM.
So that's why... Yeah, sorry. There was not enough RAM, so that's why they had to make that's why the expansion pack exists, is because of Donkey Kong 64. What a mess. You want to play Donkey Kong 64? You better have a fucking expansion pack.
Okay, so no Bubsy. No Donkey Kong 64.
Fuck Donkey Kong 64.
What is your honorable mention? For anyone new to the show,
So
it's not 5.
So
we do 6. It's our top 6. We have an honorable mention, and if you're Tom, you have 4 honorable mentions.
well, not this time around. Don't tell them that every time.
Only 2?
No, just one.
Is it? Well, okay.
It's just one.
Wicked. Let's go.
And guess what? No one's gonna fucking guess this anyway, because it's older than dirt. So
Old 3D.
Old 3D, man. Old 3D. What am I thinking of? Old 3D.
Old 3D.
I'm talking about 1984.
Holy
old.
shit. Atari?
ColecoVision.
Coleco, okay.
You want to guess?
No, I couldn't have been Atari because 83 kind of killed them.
Yeah. And I think the only thing 3D on Atari would have been Qbert. Technically.
I guess that's 3D and it jumping on platforms. That's a weak definition of it.
This was technically my first 3D platformer. You avoid coconuts. Watch out for the monkeys trying to throw you off. Jump off hippos across a swamp.
I am drawing a dead blank.
Avoid snakes and scorpions.
Like Pitfall?
Watch out for rhinos.
Drawing dead blank.
Congo Bongo.
Oh! Holy shit.
I knew you would get it. Congo Bongo, man.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that counts.
Congo Bongo.
Congo Bongo.
That's my honorable mention. It's your adventurer with a nice cool safari style Zulu top hat. You tried to make it to the end of each stage and not get screwed over by the elements and animals and rivers in each level, and try to avoid that big monkey trying to topple you over, which is literally a knockoff of Donkey Kong.
There's a little bit of DNA, like Congo Bongo DNA in Ape Escape.
Yeah.
Kind of, like...
Yeah. That's my honorable mention. Congo Bongo.
You will never guess mine in a million years.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of cheating.
You are?
So, I'm going to take the term 3D platforming and kind of turn it on its head here.
Okay.
This technically is a 3D platformer. Technically. So, do you remember when Xbox Live Arcade was... Microsoft decided they were going to, invest in a couple indie groups.
Yes, I remember that.
Super Meat Boy came out of this.
Yep.
And another game that came out of this was my honorable mention, called Fez. So Fez was made by, I think, two guys. They called it Polytron. But this goes way back. So, he developed this game for, 4.5 years.
Holy shit.
And essentially what it is it's a 2D platformer, but imagine... How am I going to describe this? It's a 2D platformer in a 3D world, and by hitting the trigger buttons, you can move the whole world 90 degrees.
Holy shit!
And
I think I know what game you're talking about.
Yes, and you can look at the entire world from the side, and then flip it again, and you can look at it from the back, and then or from the left side. So you can look at the whole world from 4 different views, and it's essentially a puzzle platformer. There really is no enemies or anything in this game. You're just trying to find secret areas and shit, but the concept blew my mind. And I thought that was 2 amazing games that Microsoft helped get to the mainstream, Fez and Super Meat Boy. I think Braid came out of that too. I'd have to look, but I mean, everybody knows Super Meat Boy.
I know Super Meat Boy.
And I still remember the lead up to it. Those 2 guys were stressing the fuck out, man. And when that game finally released, a day late, and it was supposed to launch at 8 a.m. and it wasn't until 9 p.m. But 24 hours later, they were rich.
Yeah.
It was what a cool...
Dude,
because
that
Super
one
Meat
game
Boy was holy fuck.
What a great fucking...
If you want to feel absolutely inferior in your gaming, play Super Meat Boy. It'll fucking beat the shit out of you. That game is hard.
Yeah.
But my honorable mention, Fez, very cool, flipping the world concept. I thought it was super cool, man.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have 2, I'll do 2.
Okay.
Have you played Jusant? It's like a...
Did you say croissant?
Jusant.
Croissant?
I think it's Jussant.
No, I never played it.
It's a rock climbing game.
Okay.
So it's kind of one of those weird worlds Shadow of the Colossus. You're the only person left in the world, and all these notes and shit are left behind. So you're reading about how everybody migrated away, trying to find water. Because it's a mega drought, and you have this just massive, kilometers tall tower.
Okay.
And the whole game is climbing this tower. Very fucking cool game. You gotta.
So Sylvester Stallone cliffhanger.
I mean, no. There's no real enemy or anything. Again, it's more climbing and trying to find your way up.
Okay.
But it's a very neat game. It just popped into my head just now. My number 5. Let's get into the real list here.
Meat and potatoes.
If you and Sam have not played this game, it's next on your list.
Okay.
Okay. It's a 2-player only 3D platformer. You cannot play it 1 player.
Okay.
Made by Hazelight. Very new game.
You always hit me with these new games.
March 2021. You know what?
This is on Switch, right?
3D platforming. This is on everything.
Everything. Okay.
Everything. I believe it was Xbox first. I think. It's a platformer / action adventure game. but like heavy platformer elements. So it meets the criteria for me. Only be played by 2 players. It's called It Takes Two. If you have not played this,
kind of rings a bell.
Such an amazing game. I played it with my nephew. So the story is surprisingly deep. So it's about, I think the characters are Cody and May. Cody and May, I'm pretty sure. So they're a married couple, and they've decided, no, it's not working out. They're getting divorced. And the game starts off with them sitting their child down to tell her. And the kid runs away, goes and hides in the garden shed, right? And she has these 2 dolls, and she starts like playing with them and like, oh, mom and dad are gonna, get back together, blah blah blah. And like her magic tears.
I've never seen this one.
Her magic tears drop on the dolls, and Cody and May get like magically teleported into the dolls. So the whole game is you, like whichever one you're playing, Cody or May, trying to get back into the house to find her, to like get her to fix it so that you guys can go back to your human forms and then divorce, right? And naturally, spoilers, they learn to work together and they're like, oh, we're not going to get divorced after all. It's a blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so many game mechanics from like other game styles. So like just the first level alone, you're in the shed, I believe. Yeah. And like Cody can like pick up a nail gun, right? And shoot nails. And you have to, and like shoot nails into the wall so that May can jump on the nails and get up to like a higher platform, right? And then you can have like level, like the second level, I remember that it's like, it shoots this like glue-ish stuff, and May can ignite
glue-ish stuff.
Yeah, like it's oh, you know what? No, it's like it's tree sap.
Okay.
That's what, and so he can shoot tree sap, and she can ignite it. And you have to do that to like, burn branches down, hurt enemies, stuff like that, right? You have to work together the entire game. It's fucking cool game, man.
Okay.
I highly recommend you and Sam check it out because I think you'll both love it.
Yeah, I love cooperative games, so I'll have to check this out.
You have to work together. It's a co-op 3D platformer. Like what more could you ask for, man? It's super fun, and not shitty new Super Mario Brothers co-op. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
where you just want to fucking hurt each other at the end of the night. Like,
yeah, you can make enemies out of that.
This is a great game, dude.
Okay,
great game.
Cool.
That's my number 5.
That's good number 5.
Yes.
My number 5. You either saw this and played it, or you totally didn't. It came out for several consoles. It is Bugs Bunny and Taz Time Busters.
Time Busters.
So I played this on the PS2 in 2000.
Every Looney Tunes game, I'm pretty sure.
I love Looney Tunes. Yeah. This was made by Infogrames. There's great humor in this game. You get to see practically all of your favorite Looney Tunes, which again I love. It's a great co-op platformer. Both characters have different traits, so big emphasis on teamwork, which I love in 2-player platformers. Like you just mentioned.
What console?
This one I'm specifically talking for the PS2.
Okay.
And
but it was multi. Okay, multi-release.
And then both characters have different traits, like I just said. So it's cool that like somebody's like, okay, you have to go do this, so then I can come in after, or same vice versa. And it is a collectathon type of multiplayer game too.
Okay.
And it's not boring though by any means. Just because I'm saying collectathon doesn't make it monotonous,
Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah, not Banjo-Kazooie-Tooie by any means. And as always, it's fucking Daffy Duck who's always to blame, okay? It's always up to Daffy Duck to fuck it all up, right? So you basically have to find time regulator gear in each of the different eras. So you see a lot of Looney Tune episode stages in this.
Okay.
Like the Elmer Fudd Magic Helmet, for example. Okay. That kind of stage. The Yosemite Sam dragon medieval time stage, you know what I mean? Like when he has a dragon and he sneezes and there's rockets in the back and you see a fucking castle go to the moon. it's just really fucking awesome. It's you see a lot of cool throwbacks in this game, and it takes a while to beat. I think it took me at least fucking 40 hours to beat this game.
Holy.
And but that doesn't make it boring. It was a really, I think I either played this with my sister or one of my friends. It was a really fun game to play on PS2. If anybody ever wants a sleeper of a good 2-player 3D platformer, Bugs Bunny and Taz Time Busters for PS2 is a great fucking one to start off on.
That's a cool deep dive.
Yeah.
It's a deep cut.
And it's one of those 3D cell shaded style platforms.
I love that style,
yeah.
man.
So it doesn't like kill your fucking eyeballs.
Yeah.
You know. My number 4, and this is also one that maybe a lot of people forgot about because there are so many of these fucking games nowadays, okay?
Uh-huh.
It was released in 2003 for the original Xbox. It's made by Ubisoft. And it's Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you ever...
Heavy platforming elements. So
yeah,
yes.
man. Like, the amount of times I die in this game cannot be understated, okay?
No kidding.
Because there are so many insane jumps and loop-de-loops and fucking wall fucking run to jump to the left and then jump back to the right and that kind of crap, right? Like, you're not going to get this first try. And if you do, then you're just like some fucking wizard, right? The game mechanic in this is a little cheap because you can reverse time every single time you fall.
Yeah.
But if you can pull this off without having to reverse time too many times...
There's a lot of times you can't reverse far enough.
That's true. You'll be stuck.
You're stuck in a death loop.
Yeah,
which is
precisely.
Like, damn it.
And the puzzling around for some of these maps. Holy moly, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can kill characters or whatnot, but you know what's the most fun out of this game? It's literally doing all these puzzle platforming jumps and whatnot. And that's what... You know what? That was the first one like this. And... yeah, there was Prince of Persia games that came out before where you had to do some platforming, jumping and whatnot, and jump off of a wall to go like Ninja Gaiden style.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep bringing back Ninja Gaiden, but
hey, I love Ninja Gaiden. I just don't love the trilogy game. That's it.
I thought this was a really cool way to reinvent the Prince of Persia wheel.
It absolutely revitalized the franchise for sure.
And like
the movie sure didn't help.
No, the movie was bad.
Man.
But it's like, if ever you want to play a Prince of Persia game, this is the one to play.
Yeah.
Next to like the original Nintendo, or if you ever have it on the original computer, this is the one I would go for. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorite original Xbox games.
Yeah.
You know, next to Halo, I would put this up there in my top 5 Xbox games. Prince of Persia:
There's
Sands
a
of
list
Time.
we could be talking about.
That would be a good list.
Let's put that on the list of lists.
How about you, sir? What is your number 4?
My number 4, you're going to give me shit for it.
Why?
It came out this year.
You and all these new games.
Dude.
There are so many old ones.
There is a like renaissance of platforming right
So
now.
I'm clearly not going to know this one either.
No, especially because it's on a Sony.
I 100% don't know
It's a PS5 exclusive game.
Okay.
Everybody listening knows immediately what game I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, the hype is real on this game. Everybody is shitting on it because it's an $80 game, and they're like, there's only 10 hours of game. It is such an incredible 10 hours. I think I got about 20 out of it. This game is called Astro Bot. So when
Never heard of it.
When the PS5 came out, it came with a demo game. And I think it's called Astro's Playroom. It's a free game packed in, right? And essentially it's a tech demo showing how the haptic triggers work. And surprisingly fun game. And so they just took that and said, let's make a full game out of it with 90 levels. That's what it is.
Okay.
This game is the definition of like Mario clone. It is a like new modern 3D Mario. Sometimes it out Mario's Mario, and like it's such a cliche thing to say, but this is the game that does it. Okay, so you have 90 levels. You have, I can't remember how many, but you some levels you go in and there's like a treasure chest kind of pretty close to the entry, like the beginning of the level. And it gives you like special powers, like a rooster that lets you boost straight up. There's a bulldog that lets you like air dash forward. But what makes this game so awesome is that they take these like cool power-ups. There's like it's like leaf, or no, it's a frog. But you get like punching power essentially, left and right, and each trigger is a different, like your left or right arm. You can turn into like this metal little robot that can roll into a ball, and you are like impervious when you're a little metal ball.
Like a Samus Aran?
Yes, like you can roll across spikes, and like things that are covered, like the hydraulic presses don't hurt you when you're in this little robot form. There's also monkey arms that let you like climb, and like you literally have to like swing the left trigger and the right trigger, and like you climb up a cliff like that. It's super fun. But what makes this game work so well is they took the power-ups and then designed the levels around them.
Okay.
So like air dashing, you literally have to air dash to a small platform, and it's like can be infuriating, but they have a shadow at least, so you know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Acclaim. Fuck you. But no.
Fuck you, Bubsy.
I cannot recommend this game enough. It might be the best Mario clone I've ever played.
That's
like there's people. There are. There's a particular podcaster that lives in our city who does video game related stuff, whose name might be Adam. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think I might know.
Okay. Hey, he's a great guy, and I'll shout him out as often as possible. It's Remember the Game, anybody that hasn't. He might give this game Game of the Year.
Wow.
That's how much he thought it was like kick-ass.
Okay.
Yeah, later stages are tough. And then every stage you go into, it shows you exactly, okay, there's 7 robots that you have to find in this level. There's an alternate exit. And there's always, like, puzzle pieces, right? Like 1, 2, or 3. And it tells you, like, when you pick up a robot, it shows you the map. And it, like, if it pops as, like, the 3rd robot, you're like, oh, fuck, okay, I missed 2 robots, and I know they're earlier in the level. So you can go back in, and if you really want to, like, ease it up, once you beat a level, for 200 coins, you can get this little bird that will give you hints when you're near a robot. So you don't have to sit there and bang your head against, like...
Kind of like a Toe Jam and Earl, where it's like, where's the human? And there's a little fucking arrow pointing out where the human is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, it's kind of, like, the bird starts, like, it has, like, a little beacon on its head.
Yeah.
And it starts, like, blinking.
Yeah.
And it blinks faster as you're closer to it. But, like, some of these robots are, like, they're very obscurely hidden.
Okay.
Right? It's a very cool game. Cool mechanics. Like there's one power up where you can like blow yourself up and float, but also you can like go up against there's a big air mattress, and you can run up to it and blow into it, and it like puffs up, and you literally have to blow into the mic on the controller to do. Like it's just
cool.
It's a fun ass game, man.
Okay.
Totally deserves to be on my list. I literally platinumed it like a week and a half ago.
What does that mean?
That's like, achievements.
Oh, okay.
With Sony, it's trophies.
Okay.
And if you get every trophy in the game, you get a platinum trophy. So.
Well, congratulations,
I
Loren.
100%ed the shit out of
Loren,
that game.
I give you this.
That feels better than a platinum trophy. I'm not gonna lie. Astrobot, 100%. Shut up, Siri. Sorry, everybody.
Shut the fuck up, Siri.
My number 3.
Number 3
is, I believe it came out multi-console, but I played it on PS2. Developed by Double Fine, April 2005. My number 3 is Psychonauts.
Okay. I played this on original Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah, I do know of this game you speak of.
There is a sequel that came out I think 5 years ago. This is made by Tim Schafer. Do you know who Tim Schafer is?
The name is familiar.
Do you know what Secret of Monkey Island is?
Yeah.
That's his baby. He's a co-designer of Secret of Monkey Island and Return to Monkey Island.
So he worked for Sierra.
Right? No, that was Lucas.
Oh, Lucas, that's right. Yeah.
That's right. Like Guybrush Threepwood, right?
Yeah.
Summer camp. So that's essentially what this game is. You're at summer camp, but it's not really a summer camp. It's actually a government training facility that it just looks like a summer camp.
God damn bastards.
It's essentially a place where a meteor struck, and the metal that's in the meteor is like essentially giving all the animals in the area like telekinetic and psychic powers. So, of course,
well, it's a cool story basis.
Government has, so the government has to get their hands on it, right? Game's kind of split between the real world, like the camp, and then you can like enter people's minds, like the mental levels. The mental levels are pretty cool because when you go in there, you have like your own astral projections.
Would you say it's pretty mental?
It's mental. It's mind bending.
Why do I feel like we're in a fucking Wayne's World loop here?
I know, right? No, this game is very playable.
Okay.
In the mind levels, you can like use these astral projections as like checkpoints, but you can run out. If you run out of checkpoints, then you get kicked out of the mind. You have to start all over again.
Okay.
So it's almost like Mega Man levels where you'll make the checkpoint, but if you lose all your lives, then you have to start the level over right from the beginning, right? So very fun. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, you know what? So the publisher was Majesco.
Okay.
This game, because of all the delays and shit, financially killed Majesco.
What?
So, even though it's on my list of like one of my 5 like favorite,
Yeah.
it killed a video game publisher. So, it's got that running for it.
That happens, though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Psychonauts.
Okay.
That's my number 3.
That's good number 3.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your number 3?
Well, came out for the 64, made by Rare.
Okay. 1, right?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, I went the other way. I went the other way on that. I thought you were going to talk about Kazooie.
No, I am not picking. Oh. No, Conker's Bad Fur Day, man. The ridiculousness of this story. Yes. So many tie-ins to the popular movies at the time that came out. Like the Saving Private Ryan, the Dracula.
And that is why this game will never see the light of day again.
No. Also, the amazing 4-player gameplay in this.
Never touched it.
Dude, have you ever played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Yes, but I've never played 4-player. Did you ever play that weak-ass follow-up that was on Xbox?
Conker's Bad Fur Day Reloaded?
No, I can't remember what it was called.
Because they did re-release it for the Xbox.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, this was something else. It was like a... Hang on. My turn to Google.
But yeah, I am talking about Conker's Bad Fur Day for the N64.
Yes.
Dev, Rare, publisher, THQ. Like I said, just the pure ridiculousness of this game. The ridiculous storyline, the constant like back and forth between all the characters, the scarecrow that like sounds like some Australian or Englishman that just swears every sentence,
Yeah.
There's just so much going for this game, and it's like this is a game I think that would also make my top 5 N64 game list.
Okay.
If I were to redo it.
I mean, people that love this game love this game.
Yeah. And this game's great. This game actually took me quite some time to beat too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's also very expensive now.
Yes, it is an expensive N64 game.
Oh, boy.
And it's just like, it makes reference to everything. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Dracula X or whatever. Aliens. Like, everything. Everything gets a reference in this game. The ridiculous boss of the, what is that? The Great Mighty Pooh.
Yeah, the poo. I was literally going to say the poo.
Yeah. The dandelion with the gigantic knockers that has a crush on Conker. Right? Like, everything in this game is just great, man. Like,
oh, it's over the top.
If you want to play a 3D platformer that is difficult and that is also very funny, this is where you can start off.
Yeah, it can be a little, toilet humor.
Yeah, absolutely toilet
But go
humor.
in knowing that, and you'll have a great time with it.
My number 2, and this might throw you a little off guard. It's for the original PlayStation,
Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on that.
1996. Crash Bandicoot.
Okay.
There's not much I can say about this game that you don't already know, but did you know that Crash was originally called Willy the Wombat?
I have heard that, yes.
And do you know that it was originally going to be released for the 3DO, the Jaguar, 3DX, or Saturn? But did you know
that would have been death.
But do you know that they opted for the PlayStation, seeing the console had no mascot yet? That was the only reason. They're like, the PlayStation does not have a mascot.
Who was the dev again?
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog, that's who it was, right. I always get Naughty Dog and Insomniac mixed up.
The literally single reason that these two guys decided to go with the PlayStation is that the PlayStation didn't have a mascot, and they thought, if we release this on PlayStation, we can make a boatload of money, and guess what? Panned out for them.
Oh boy.
Did it ever pan out? Crash 2, Crash Racing, like it didn't stop.
Crash Team Racing, yeah. Crash re-release, like the...
Oh, all the games together?
Yeah, it's so worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it.
Ooga booga, ooga booga. Sorry, I just had to at least one time.
My number 2 is also recently been re-released.
Oh, okay.
In a package that is 100% worth it. I can't recommend that trilogy. It's a trilogy. Can't recommend it enough. This would have been... I'm taking number 2.
Okay.
So, developed by Insomniac. Came out in 99.
Okay.
It stars a little purple dragon.
Spyro.
Spyro.
Yes.
Spyro 2. Now, anybody new to this podcast, Tom and I like to refer to something called the Sonic 2 effect.
Yes.
Okay, so...
When something is released with a game mechanic that trumps the first
game unplayable.
Yeah.
So when Sonic 2 came out with spin dashing,
I never played Sonic 1 again.
Sonic 1 never saw my Genesis again.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Especially like Marble Zone. Like you're designing a game that's supposed to be fast, and then you're just standing there waiting on a fucking... essentially, it's an auto-scroller.
Let's go!
Fuck you, Sega. God. Anyway, Spyro 2 made Spyro 1 obsolete.
Yeah.
It just improved on everything. Everything looked better. Everything played better. It was smoother. It was based around like 3 main home worlds. It was like summer, autumn, and winter.
Yeah.
I love winter worlds, by the way.
Me too.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
If anything, I hate desert. Like desert gets boring after a while. Unless it's done right.
Okay.
Like, shockingly didn't make my list, but Mario Odyssey.
Really?
Desert's phenomenal in it.
Yeah.
But
like the whole
Mario 64, like the pyramid level.
Yeah.
Shifting Sands or whatever.
Yeah, I think that is what it's called.
Oh.
But like Mario games have always done sand levels and desert levels really good.
Yeah, even like Mario 2.
Yeah.
Had
Even
really
Mario
cool.
3.
Because like the snakes and the cactuses and stuff.
Mario 3, the Angry Sun.
Yep. I'm trying to think of Pokey. They're called Pokey.
Okay.
The cactuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Spyro 2.
Yeah.
You like the main point of the game is to collect gems, and then you give those gems to like Moneybags, the bear.
Yeah.
And he like unlocks areas for you, or like sells you special moves, stuff like that. I think he has like he'll teach you 3 abilities. There's like a headbutting one that will like smash rocks. He'll teach you how to like dive underwater, and climbing, I think. He'll teach you how to climb, which I have logistics about that. Like, how the fuck does a dragon with little T-Rex arms
With
climb?
its claws.
Sure.
With its sharp claws.
With his little midget front arms. I'm going to say it again. Spyro Reignited Trilogy.
Yeah. Really good.
Play it. It's fantastic. That leaves one spot. Now,
That one spot.
boy, we
Best
can now.
3D platform.
We're gonna disagree. I know we're both gonna pick a Mario game. There's no question.
If you're picking Mario Sunshine, you can leave this fucking place right now.
So Mario Sunshine is the worst 3D Mario, but it's still great.
Please tell me it's not Mario Sunshine.
No.
Okay, good.
No, it's the worst Mario 3D platformer. And yet, I'll tell you right now, the floodless levels, like where you go in and then like Shadow Mario takes your flood.
Yeah.
Those levels are phenomenal. You could absolutely go Mario 64 just because it was the perfect 3D platformer for the N64. But I'm not going to, because I think it's been improved. And I think the best spot...
You're going Mario Odyssey?
You know, I wouldn't fault anyone for going Mario Odyssey, because I feel like they took great parts of every game and put it into, like, the hat mechanic is very fun.
Oh, especially you're going Mario Galaxy.
I'm going Mario Galaxy, 100%.
One or two.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Because I can't decide.
You're cheating on the number 1?
Yes.
Oh.
You cheated on a number 1 in RTS.
I guess I did.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm going to die on this hill. It is the best Mario game.
What?
It's the best Mario game.
I don't know.
The platforming is fucking tight. It's so good.
You're just saying that because you like going from planet to planet.
It's very fun.
All right.
It's super fun.
It is fun.
And then when you get on some of the planets where like it doesn't rotate with you, so you literally go to the bottom, and you're like, oh, and like the controls are still great.
They are.
The Wii controller, the Wii remote, was one of the... I literally might put it in, like, in a future episode of worst 5 controllers. Yet that game is still amazing. That game is so good in spite of that controller. That makes it even better. Now,
you're driving this point pretty hard.
They've re-released Mario Galaxy on the Switch, so you can play it with a Pro controller.
Yeah.
It is so good. Yeah. It is so good. So, I'm dying on this hill. It's the best Mario game.
That's fair.
The development actually started before the Wii was even finalized. So, it started as like GameCube dev, and it was because the response to Mario Sunshine was not super favorable. It sold great.
Some people, for some reason or another, love that game. Not me, but a lot of people do.
You know, if you got rid of the shitty story, like the absolutely terrible story, I think the flood mechanic's great. It plays very, like, you never have a bad controlling Mario.
Yeah.
It's always very tight control. It's very fun. I think Sunshine's great. The blue coins can fuck off. And the story is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. Who, in their right mind, thought that was a good... Like, the court scene? Let's just drag this shit on for 7 minutes. Like, ugh. No. So, the whole idea of, like, spheres and, like, jumping from sphere to sphere, super fun. Gets very challenging near the end. Replaying as Luigi makes it very hard. And then the sequel is just, it's more of the same.
Yeah.
It's...
Part 2.
What an excellent fucking game.
Okay. Well, I did like the game.
Oh, yeah.
I like the game.
It's a phenomenal game. It is the reason to keep a Wii hooked up, because Galaxy 2. Galaxy 1 is the only one available in that Super Mario collection.
Okay.
So you get Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Galaxy. All in one game.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Cool.
My number 1, no question. Which Mario game did you go with, sir?
They spent $20 million on the ad campaign. They made 500,000 VHS tapes, which they sent to Nintendo Power subscribers, which I still have to this day.
Oh.
And it was the best overall N64 game as far as sales from 1995 all the way to 2002.
N64, you said.
N64, and it took 3 years to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure you can put 1 and 1 together there.
Why don't you go ahead?
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's a me!
Mamma mia! Spaghetti! Ravioli!
How long did you fuck around with stretching his face before you even started playing the game?
Quite a while.
My first experience with Super Mario 64 is Zellers.
Me too, actually.
And the demo.
Zellers, fuck yeah,
and everybody's standing in fucking line waiting to play it for 3 minutes, because that's all you got was a 3-minute fucking chunk.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, okay, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah.
Because it was Bob on Battlefield that you got to play in the, right? And everyone was like, okay, when it's your turn, you're going to try to get up the hill, like the mountain, in 3 minutes. Which now, in hindsight, it's like, yeah, that's fucking easy. Yeah. But back then, you were like, my God.
Dude, am I right or am I right? Best camera angles ever.
For, like, in hindsight now,
yeah,
because, you know, like, every Mario game after it, you could free move the camera wherever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah.
I think they were smart in not doing that. In letting the camera kind of lock somewhat behind you.
Yeah. But you could rotate it all around too, so you could access over and rotate
but
around.
It would, like, you snap it, and then it would kind of slowly snap back to behind you, right?
Yeah.
You could do Lakitu or Mario cam, right? And I think they were smart in the way they implemented the cam. Instead of just giving you free reign or locking it, they gave you a little freedom, but not all the freedom. And that was smart.
I have a couple things to say. Hoo! Ha! Yaha! Ooh! Ooh!
Triple jump.
Ooh! Wah! 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 Yahoo! Yahoo! Yeah!
Long jump. The long jump, man.
Wah! Wah!
Give me a thwompy. Give me a thwompy.
Oh, what?
Give me a thwompy.
Oh, yeah.
What a game. The Charles Martinet did
the greatest Mario voice actor. I met him with my buddy Quentin.
I can't believe they've, like, the new game, Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
It's not him.
I know.
He's retired. And I think they asked him to retire. I don't think it was his choice.
No, it wasn't. You know what? The greatest Mario voice
I'm pretty sure
ever.
He makes every single voice sample in Mario 64. Every single one. Like Thwompy, he did.
Yeah.
Wap, 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 wap.
Yeah.
Right, the Bob-ombs. He made, like, Mario, Luigi, Yoshi.
Yeah.
He does Peach.
Yeah.
Come to the castle.
Dude, it's... This game... it's probably one of the greatest adventure Mario platformer...
To me,
beat the same level beat the same level over and over again with different things you have to do in the same level. How many games can you say did that before this?
I think they,
none.
To me, I think it might be.
It's
like
the first
Miyamoto and company's.
Yeah, Shigeru Miyamoto's greatest game.
I think it's their greatest accomplishment.
Yeah. Even though fucking Miyamoto swears and dies at Star Fox, and I love Star Fox, but if you're going to compare the two, Mario 64 has to take the cake. Like, I understand that Star Fox is a great, like, story and shooter, but Mario 64 is...
I mean, just watch a speed run of it. It's insane how quickly they bounce around levels and off walls and...
Yeah.
The jump and then forward dive and then rolling out of the forward dive. Like, the controls were incredible.
Yeah.
The camera is, I mean...
It's my favorite controllable camera to any game still to this day.
The leap, to me still, to this day, because so I'm old.
You're talking about holding down Z and pressing it?
I'm old. Okay, my first console was an Atari. It was actually an Atari clone. It was just called Coleco, not ColecoVision. So I'm old. I'm looking at 50s asshole is what I'm saying. And the leap from Atari to Nintendo, and then the leap from Nintendo to Super Nintendo, and like Master System to Genesis to Saturn. I can't think of a single leap from Super Nintendo to N64, seeing Mario 64 on that Zeller's demo
Mind-boggling.
was the greatest leap.
Yeah.
Even my parents, because like think back, you know, like when you had a Nintendo and then you went to your parents, you're like, I need to get a Super Nintendo, and they're like, but you already have a Nintendo, right? And then
you didn't have to explain it when the 64 came out.
Yeah, you did not have to explain it. They saw it and they went, holy fuck,
yeah,
that is way better.
I don't want my kids to be some loser still
Like
playing Super
that is
Nintendo.
significantly better than Super Nintendo. Like my mom even went like, wow, that looks cool.
It's Mario in 3D.
Like it was mind-blowing.
Yeah,
the
man.
leap from Super Nintendo to and no other game could have done that. Like even Zelda, which many people consider Ocarina of Time one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's the greatest game on the N64. Because
I
think
don't
you
like
have
Ocarina of
You
Time.
have to give it to Mario 64.
I'm not a fan of Ocarina of Time. I'm not a fan of Majora's Mask. I'm a fan of Mario 64.
Very much so. I don't think, like, no, don't get me wrong. I played the shit out of Ocarina, but I just don't think you can give it to anything other than Mario.
Yeah.
Mario is, it was the perfect game right out of the gate. I don't think an extra 2 years would have made it any better.
They already spent 3 years on it.
Like, it was so
How much
good.
more perfect can it be?
So good.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
That's why it's my number one 3D platformer.
absolutely. No, I think in history, it deserves to be number one.
Yeah.
I just think Galaxy's a better game.
And if you don't agree with me there, then you're just mean and hurting my feelings.
But still, click like.
And check us out for another episode of
Click
Expurtz.
subscribe. Watch other episodes. Leave comments.
Pet a cat.
Tell us we suck.
Yeah.
Hi, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Aw. Okay.
Kitty.
See you next time. We are the Expurtz.
Expurtz!